Hi, what's happening? How you doing? मेरी आवाज आ रही है? You should be able to see me right about now. वीडियो फिगर करता हूँ. Just a second. मेरी आवाज आ रही है, right? You're able to see me though. Give me 1 second. You should be able to see me right about now. There you go. कैसे हैं आप? How you doing? How's this awesome Thursday treating you? So next एग्जाम 2-3 दिनों में ही है, बट काफी एग्जाम्स के ऑलरेडी रिजल्ट्स आ चुके हैं. हु इज दिस वीडियो फॉर? नेक्स्ट एग्जाम बारे में मालूम है ना? 30 तारीख को है एग्जाम, जो भी अभी दे रहा है. आईआईटी का एग्जाम हो चुका है, नीट का एग्जाम हो चुका है, फिर से एक और बार नीट कुछ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए हो चुका है, जेई का एग्जाम हो चुका है. लुक्स लाइक दिस इज लिटरली द लास्ट एग्जाम दैट एवरीवनस गोइंग टू बी राइटिंग. सो अगर आप नेक्स्ट लिख रहे हो तो प्लीज चेक दिस आउट. इट्स गोइंग टू बी रियली रेलेवेंट टू यू. 2-3 दिन में एग्जाम है. अगर आप एग्जाम रिपीट करने का आपने प्लान बना दिया है, which means either for JEE or NEET, you've decided, you're 100% sure you're going to repeat, this is useful for you as well. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to talk about NEST 2021 का paper, and इस paper से I have removed a few questions because I realized कि 2024 में there's a rationalized syllabus, right? Just like NEET, just like JEE, syllabus rationalized it. So we're going to focus on just stuff that's in your syllabus. Hey Thanos, good evening. How you doing? Yeah, I'm trying out a new system in terms of chat and stuff. Hold on, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. Hey, Thanos is one of those heroes who's done really, really well in NEET. Not in IAT. I wanna show off about that. I had no part in it, but I just like to celebrate his happiness. So Thanos is most likely going to go to an amazing ISER. All right, he can talk about it if he wants to in the chat. Let's look at the first question right away. Hi Mukesh, Ramesh. All right, there are two Chandras. All right, amazing. Here's the first question that I have for you. Peroxy disulfuric acid क्या होता है? पहली बात, what is peroxy disulfuric acid? And once you know that, then you can go ahead and answer these questions. ये question थोड़े अजीब है क्या? No, we'll figure it out. Okay. It has 12 electrons around the S atom. Okay, let's see. It is a monobasic acid. ये वाला तो मुझे गलत लग रहा है. What do you think? This one seems fishy to me. This one मुझे गलत लग रहा है, but we'll see. Because peroxy disulfuric acid लिखा हुआ है. ठीक है, देखेंगे. Convert sulfate ion to sulfite. ये भी अजीब है. मतलब it's a reducing agent. I mean, okay, let's see. Is prepared by absorption of SO3 and H2SO4. I don't think so, because SO3 और H2SO4 को साथ में डालो तो क्या बन जाता है? ओलियम, राइट? व्हाट इज ओलियम? H2S2O7. लगता है हमको उसका स्ट्रक्चर बनाना ही पड़ेगा. व्हाट डू यू थिंक? नहीं थानस, कुछ नहीं है, सब तुमने खुद ही किया. यू आर वेरी हम्बल एंड वेरी नाइस. व्हाट हाउ डू वी प्रोसीड फ्रॉम हियर? आई फील दैट वी गोइंग टू हैव टू ड्रॉ द स्ट्रक्चर. ठीक है. नाउ बिकॉज एग्जाम नेक्स्ट का जो लोग दे रहे हैं वो 2-3 दिन में ही है, आई एम गोइंग टू गो ahead and solve the questions with you. If you feel like it, आप भी मेरे साथ solve करिए. But I'm going to tell you the process that I think is the quickest way to do it. And honestly speaking, 2021 paper was significantly harder than 22. 23 was the hardest, NEST ka. 22 was not so hard. And I feel 24 also will be easier because that's been the trend of all the exams. I'm guessing that's the instruction from the ministry कि भाई education के बारे में कि सब exam थोड़ा आसान करो, ज़्यादा मुश्किल मत करो. That's what it looks like because syllabus reduced हुआ, ये सब हुआ. खैर, peroxo disulfuric acid. Because this says peroxo, what I will do is मैं peroxy वाला बीच में बनाया. What is peroxy? It is just this, right? This is the group that I want to draw. Also, इसमें जो है, this is the first thing you need to, भाई इसका formula क्या है? Yeah, that is something you're going to have to know. This is in NCERT. Yeah, you have to know this. इसके बाद we can build up from here. इसका I'm not sure if the structure is in NCERT. Is the structure in NCERT? खैर, we can still figure it out. Let's draw this. फिर 2S लगा दिए. अब क्या करें? अब ये H2 है, O बहुत ढेर सारे हैं. Now, there is a trick to this, okay? Peroxy के बारे में how to figure out कि peroxy linkage है कि नहीं है. If you go ahead and find the oxidation number of sulfur just from, without knowing the structure, you will get to a value greater than the most highest value. Highest value इसकी +6 हो सकती है. And इससे you will get 2s plus 2 into -2 plus, sorry, not 2, plus 8 into -2 plus 2 into +1 is equal to 0. ठीक है. इससे if you solve, you get 16 minus 2, which is -14. So S is equal to +7, which is not possible. So if you get a higher thing, मतलब this has this linkage, okay? Even if you don't realize कि peroxo मतलब ये होता है, you can even with this get to the idea कि कुछ तो दाल में काला है. It is not just S bond, there is something else happening. Okay. With that out of the way, 2 oxygen I have accounted for. I have 6 more oxygen. What do I do with it? Before I can do something with the oxygens, I'm going to take a wild guess and I'm going to say कि ये H is going to be this group right here. So let me do that. Let me add the next OH thing. That this is clearly a dibasic acid. वो आपको यहीं से दिख रहा है. ठीक है. अब कितने हो गए? I've got 4. 4 more oxygens are left. What do I do with the 4 that are left? Let's add them here. But after I add them here, it doesn't look like either the sulfur or the oxygen की valency balanced है, ठीक है? So then we'll go ahead and do this. Now once we do that, oxygen is balanced, but sulfur is crazy. Sulfur is going completely crazy, right? Sulfur looks like it has so many electrons around it, ठीक है? By counting number of oxygen atoms, this seems like the most relevant structure by figuring out the valencies of oxygen. इसको हम लोग satisfy कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? That is our focus right now. Sulfur is a little weird. As you can see, it has 6 bonds around itself, which means it has 12 electrons. So to me, this seems to be the most relevant answer कि इसमें 12 electrons surround कर रहे हैं sulfur को, ठीक है? This dibasic और also जो मैंने आपको already बता दिया था कि SO3 के साथ H2SO4 gives you H2S2O7 which is oleum, and उसके साथ पानी में डालो फिर से H2SO4 बन जाता है. This is a production of H2SO4 if you have studied that, although syllabus में नहीं है, but that is how that works. But the video is clear, right? I'm using a different, what do you call it? Sort of a different setup. I hope मेरा video and everything is clear, right? Audio, video, सब कुछ clear, chill है ना? There's no issue with any of that. रमेश जी क्या चीज रिपीट करें बताइए? Just give me a thumbs up if the audio में कोई चक्कर नहीं है, video में कोई clear नहीं, कोई चक्कर नहीं है. I'm just using a slightly different setup than before, so it'll be good to have that. Okay, thanks for the input. रमेश क्या चीज समझ है फिर से बताइए. इसमें you have to know कि how to draw the structure, और ये चीजें मैंने normally redox reaction में पढ़ाई है, which is a weird place to do it, but I've taught you how to do this in redox reaction, okay, and also in P block 2 जहां पे oxy acids आते हैं, right? I have taught you to how to do this. You can check out my sessions, they are in the description. Yeah, I can give you the link once again. एक बार फिर से दे देता हूँ. Hold on, let me go to this thing. If anybody has doubts in the theory और वो theory इसकी पढ़ना चाहता है, go ahead, feel free to do that. I won't be able to discuss too much of the theory right now, but also this is in NCERT. मैं कुछ नई चीजें नहीं पढ़ा रहा हूँ. But next May, it's always NCERT plus plus. At least till now, it's been NCERT and a lot extra. Not a little bit. I mean, it's almost at the level of JEE Advanced. That's what I've seen next to be अभी तक. ठीक है? Just below, just a smidge below JEE Advanced is what I've seen. And I'm not saying this to scare you. This is my honest assessment. ठीक है? वो लोग पेपर थोड़ा भारी बनाना चाहते हैं, बना रहे हैं. ठीक है? That's what I want to tell you. All right. If you want to check out my videos, you can find them at the first link, and the second link takes you to the awesome Aakash BYJU'S app, जिसमें बहुत ढेर सारे वीडियोस हैं. Alright, cool, great. That's a pinned comment if you want to check it out. So this is the answer according to me कि ये 12 इलेक्ट्रॉन अराउंड ये एटम, ये तो हमने देख लिया कैसे नहीं है, ये तो नहीं होता है. And sulfate to sulfide is a little weird. You may have studied, you may not have studied, but this is also not right. ठीक है? Let's go to the next question. XeF4 reacts with SbF5 to form an adduct. A similar question हम लोग आपके NCERT में है, similar, but this may seem scary to you. NCERT में क्या है? NCERT में बताते हैं आपको कि BF3 और NH3 एडप्ट बनाते हैं, ठीक है? यहाँ पे SbF6 और Xenon F3, don't get scared by this, ठीक है? The idea is the same, ठीक है? कि hybridization किसी चीज की बदलती है, किसी नहीं बदलती है, okay? So what you have to do is figure out the shape and geometry around Xe and Sb atoms, okay? So shape and geometry is what's been spoken of, not the hybridization, but this, okay? So what do we do? How do we solve this question? XeF4 reacts with SbF5. So it's a little bit different than this, a little different, because यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि here these two electrons themselves go to this. This behaves as a Lewis acid, this behaves as a Lewis base. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि ये F खुद भाई साहब चले जाते हैं. Okay, that's the main difference over here. But will that change anything or not? Let's see. There are a lot of options given here. We're not going to worry about the options. In this question, I want us to actually think कि करना क्या है. ठीक है? Hi Karthik, how are you doing? I don't want. Hey, yeah. The person who's done JEE Advanced, awesome, good to see you here. So यहाँ पे I would suggest you do this from first principles, which is again draw the structure. I know, interesting. पहला question, दूसरा question, दोनों में आपको जो है सवाल का structure बनाना पड़ेगा according to me, right? So let's draw SbF5. It's simple, right? Simple मतलब नाइट्रोजन के नीचे ही है, नाइट्रोजन फॉस्फोरस, उसके बाद क्या आता है? आर्सेनिक और फिर एंटीमनी. That's the deal, right? Do you remember this? याद है नहीं याद है? बताइए. Do you remember this? Is this something you know? Or this is something you do not know? आपको मालूम है कि नहीं मालूम है? This question is what is open on my screen is for a different question, but I'm going to quickly open up ptable.com to show you. And chemistry mein to you know how things work, right? You need to have the periodic table with you at all points in time. So technically I should have had it open before this session, but ठीक है, there you go. Just मेरे सर के ऊपर, okay? Arsenic, antimony, Sb is antimony. It's in the same group, fifth group, okay? Fifth group नहीं, sorry, 15th group, 15th group. हाँ, वो मेरा भी K10 वाले मूड में मेरा ऐसे it's 15th, ठीक है? बीच के D block खा गया मैं. So this is going to be similar to PCl5, right? Similar to that. And XeF4 you already know. XeF4 का क्या होता है? ठीक है? अब इन दोनों combine करो तो क्या हो जाएगा? आई डोंट हाउ टू टेक योर नेम, बट दिस इज द लास्ट सेशन फॉर नेस्ट. नेस्ट तो 30 तारीख को है ना, 3 दिन बाद है एग्जाम, तो दिस इज द लास्ट सेशन बिफोर योर नेक्स्ट एग्जाम. आई नेवर डू थिंग्स लास्ट मिनट, मतलब एटलीस्ट 2 दिन गैप आई कीप बिटवीन द एग्जाम एंड दिस थिंग. ये थोड़ा लेट हो गया बिकॉज नीट फिर से हो गया संडे को, सो आई डिड दैट पेपर, इसलिए उसमें थोड़ा आगे पीछे हो गया. ठीक है, सो सॉरी अबाउट दैट, दिस गॉट पुश्ड अ लिटिल बिट. आई वांट टू डू दिस ऑन मंडे. Okay, XCF4 और SBF5, what happens here? Okay, if I take out one F over here and यहाँ पे add कर दूं, तो ठीक है, ये बन जाएगा octahedral. Looks like this becomes octahedral. But what happens to this? फिर इसका क्या होगा? इसका क्या होगा? This is where things are interesting. You may want to say कि अच्छा यहाँ पे ये एक bond अगर चला गया, एक basically they're all F. Now, I haven't drawn them, but they're all F. Okay, they are obviously not hydrogens. When you leave it empty, it seems like hydrogen है कुछ और है, but they're all F. ठीक है, भर देना यार, फिर से अपने आप कर लेना ये चीजें. ओके, बट interestingly, this is not the most stable structure, right? And this is where the awesome stuff from chemical bonding comes into the picture. आपको मालूम है कि ClF3 में भी कैसा होता है. It is not this. Yeah, this is not this. ClF3 becomes T-shaped. Okay, why? ये मैं बहुत डिटेल में आपके साथ कर चुका हूँ, या in chemical bonding. If you want to check it out, please check out my sessions. एनसीईआरटी में भी दिया है कि टी शेप होता है, बट क्यों दिया इतना डिटेल में नहीं दिया. यू हैव गॉट टू काउंट नंबर ऑफ 90 डिग्री 90 डिग्री लोन पेयर रिपल्शन, और लोन पेयर एंड ऑल्सो लोन पेयर बॉन्ड पेयर रिपल्शन. ठीक है, 90 डिग्री 120 डिग्री, ये दोनों आपको चेक करने हैं. जिसमें सबसे कम होंगे दैट्स द मोस्ट स्टेबल, व्हिच इज व्हाई दिस इज मोर स्टेबल. हेंस दिस इज नॉट द मोस्ट स्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर, दिस इज गोइंग टू बी द मोस्ट स्टेबल स्ट्रक्चर. So ये हो गया T shape और ये हो गया octahedral, which is the answer. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, Moin Usman. Hi, sorry, took me a second to read that. Okay, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because this monitor is a little bit larger than I thought it would be, मैं इसका थोड़ा सा ऊपर कर देता हूँ. This is much better. It was monstrous. Like, yeah, I had to look down. यहाँ पे था, यहाँ पे था. Yeah, I'm figuring stuff out with the new setup. I got a slightly bigger monitor so that I can read your chats clearer, and also I don't have to find the chats, but now I feel like it's a bit too large monitor. So yeah, we'll figure it out together. Okay, I think this is better. Cool. All right, ठीक है. T-shaped octahedral is answer to this one. Next question, अगले सवाल. Wow, yeah, this is theoretical, right? बहुत चीजें दी गई हैं. Can we just thin slice this question? मोइन उस्मान जी थोड़ा भारी तो है. प्रियांशु जी हाई, इट इज ऑलमोस्ट एट द लेवल ऑफ जेई एडवांस. जेई एडवांस में न्यूमेरिकल भारी होते हैं, इसमें न्यूमेरिकल्स भारी नहीं है. दे आर नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट न्यूमेरिकल क्वेश्चंस, बट द थ्योरी इज प्रॉपर्ली टेस्टेड. ओके, the elevation of boiling point and depression of freezing point of a certain solution of a monobasic acid HA in benzene are some value and some value. ठीक है, okay. HA exists as a monomer, but ions में चला जाता है at this boiling point of the solution. ठीक है, liquid है, normally monobasic रहता है, but it forms ions, it dissociates. ठीक है, okay. Freezing point पे अजीब बात होती है. Freezing point पे it becomes something else. It tends to polymerize. I'm not saying dimerize, trimerize, I don't know. I'm saying polymerize because polymerize is not the right term, but ठीक है. HAN है ना, dimerize बोलते हो आप लोग अगर NH2, trimerize with NH3. You have seen this. This is, you can take the example of acetic acid. Acetic acid does this, okay. Acetic acid dimerizes when ठंडा हो जाता है, और जब boil करता है तब it also dissociates. All that is fine. So now what is saying is कि कुछ n value fixed है. अच्छा, क्या किया जाए? Then it says the molar boiling point elevation constant molar दिया हुआ है. What is the correct expression for n? So n का expression निकालना है, which means you can kind of predict n. This is awesome, isn't it? I can predict n because everything else is fixed. I know कि degree of dissociation alpha है. तो अगर मैं ये सब चीजें इसमें डालूं, then I can get the value of n, which is crazy application. Okay, cool. एक छोटी सी बात इसमें ये है, you try it out. There's a small thing that you have to figure out to be able to solve this question. Without that, you may get stuck. And this is a question which I feel there's a large likelihood कि लोग इसको छोड़ देंगे. But you can also hack your way through this question. दोनों चीजें. उल्टा, प्रियांशु, दूसरी चीज. नहीं, Thanos never dies. Thanos is awesome. He's a very, very important part of our society, at least on Discord. Priyanshu, दूसरी चीज करो, you're on the right track but on the other side. Okay, why would you consider strong acid? ये बोल रहा है कि alpha है. Okay, don't consider alpha equal to 1. If you consider alpha, ठीक है, let's listen to what Priyanshu is saying. If you consider alpha equal to 1, Priyanshu, if alpha is equal to 1, what will I be for boiling? ठीक है, basically I have to get I for boiling, I for freezing, and then I have to divide them both, so I'll get this expression. है ना? Priyanshu, you try that, I will try this. The reason why I said maybe you don't do alpha equal to 1, because देखो सब जगह alpha है. So alpha equal to 1 substitute हो जाएगा ना. It's not, it doesn't matter what value alpha is. ठीक है? But depending on what alpha is, n की value बदल सकती है. Yes, बिल्कुल सही प्रियांशु, बिल्कुल सही आपने बोला. Ice table, I like that name. ठीक है, ये जो टेबल प्रियांशु बोल रहे थे वो मैंने बना के रख दी है. ठीक है, for the ease of convenience. Now मोलालिटी सेम है, बट आई ऑफ बॉइलिंग इज नॉट इक्वल टू आई ऑफ फ्रीजिंग. क्यों? क्योंकि बॉइलिंग के समय डिसोसिएशन हो रहा है, which means I is greater than 1, IB is greater than 1, and for freezing IF is less than 1, क्योंकि association हो रहा है, right? Polarized मालूम, but association तो हो रहा है. Dimer, trimer, we don't know, but there is definite association, which means number of final particles is lower than the number of initial particles. Okay, so I have just written. Now this is a mathematical question. From here you derive. The physics या maths समझ लो. बैठ के बस आपको करना क्या है? आपको बाउंड्री कंडीशन देखनी है. एक तो बाउंड्री कंडीशन देगी दी हुई आपको कि अल्फा इज एज इट इज, व्हाटएवर अल्फा मे बी, आई कैन गेट आई टू बी 1 प्लस अल्फा. हाउ डिड आई गेट दिस? देखो, एट इक्विलिब्रियम और लेट्स से और at at dissociation, not at dissociation, like ठीक है, ये रिएक्शन हो गया. once the reaction happens, number of particles कितने होंगे इसके actual? It will simply be C into 1 minus alpha plus C alpha plus C alpha, and it just becomes C into 1 plus alpha. Correct? And expected कितने थे? मतलब theoretical. If I go with theoretical value, वो था C. So I will be what? I is going to be equal to C into 1 plus alpha by C, which is simply 1 plus alpha. Okay, great, awesome. ये वाला हो गया. What about this part? This is where things get interesting. Yeah, Priyanshu, the second ICE table, as you call it, ICE table, this is where things are interesting. ठीक है? I can take the same thing as C into 1 plus alpha this time, not minus alpha. It will be ठीक है, कुछ हो जाएगा यहाँ पे 1 minus, नहीं, this is fine. C into 1 minus alpha is okay. Here I will take it to be C alpha by n. 1 minus alpha कम हो रहा है और ये C alpha by n. Okay. Now in this case, प्रियांशु जो बोल रहा था, ध्यान से सुनो. In this case, we can consider alpha to be equal to 1. ठीक है? क्यों? क्योंकि ये बोला गया है सवाल में. Okay, I'm going to go back to the original question. It says here fixed value of n. मैं हरे कलर से इसको हाईलाइट करता हूं. ठीक है, इसको हटा देता हूं. HA exists as HAN with a fixed value of n. मतलब n बदलता नहीं है. अल्फा शायद बदल सकता हो, but n नहीं बदलता है. n can be a dimer or trimer. It does not change. Okay, it's not 1.5, it's not 3, it's not, मतलब बदलता नहीं. n is fixed. If n is fixed, that means that this association process, ये जो association का process है, it is complete. So I am assuming that association is complete, which is a valid, बहुत ही valid चीज है. ठीक है? इसको करने के बाद फिर IF की वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगी? It will be C by n divided by n, which is just 1 by n. खत्म, right? नहीं दिशा जी, highly unlikely. Yes, exactly, Priyanshu. Repeat तो कुछ नहीं होता है. Next में नहीं, why would they do that? I think that's a very bad practice to repeat anything. That's detrimental to the whole system. अगर कोई ऐसा करता है, कोई एग्जाम ऐसा करता है. This is to give you some practice just before the exam. Yes, Priyanshu, बिल्कुल सही. So IF will be equal to 1 by n. ठीक है? Association हो रहा है, जाहिर है कि IF is less than 1, check. IB is greater than 1, check. IB is 1 plus alpha, IF is this. Okay, great. It's good to always check what we're doing. अब क्या करें? अब बस substitute करो and divide them both. So I've substituted right on top of my head. I've got this. Divide them both, and what I get is a nice, neat expression between these two. Take n to the other side. I get n to be some function of this, and ये directly यहाँ पे मुझे दिख रहा है. ठीक है? This is option C. Yeah. If you want to skip some steps, right? The only thing you have to be careful about is between this is clearly n into 1 plus alpha नीचे है. And you can actually, इसी step में, if you do this properly, you don't have to do all of this. The moment you do this, The moment you do this step, you're sorted. You don't have to worry about the next step also. Because देखो, अगर मैं यहाँ पे substitute करूँ, if I substitute over here, I get IB times KB times 1 plus alpha, right? And यहाँ पे I'll have IF into KF times M, और इसमें will be some x by n. I don't know what that x is, कुछ x by n आ जाएगा. So clearly, if using this, I can make a very educated guess and I can get the answer to be C right from that step itself. So this is how you do this question quickly. इतना टाइम लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है. मैंने तो पूरा को करके दिखाया कैसे करते हैं, but you don't do this in the exam. Next में किसी भी objective test में the main idea is to figure out the trick and do it quickly. Yeah, that's important. I'm good, Satya. How are you doing? I don't understand, Ajay. All right. Hi, Aisha. How are you doing? All right, let's do the next question. Try this one out. ये वाला कर सकते हो. AlCl3, this is a theoretical question. AlCl3 in an acidified aqueous solution forms Al3 plus complex. In this complex ion, the hybridization of aluminium is what? सत्या दी बताइए आंसर. अजय, what do you mean by कितने फॉर्म फिल हुए हैं? अच्छा, यू आर आस्किंग फॉर नेक्स्ट में कितने फॉर्म, कितने लोग लिख रहे हैं. इसका डेटा का तो आइडिया नहीं है मुझे. मे बी दे विल गिव यू दिस डेटा आफ्टर द एग्जाम गेट्स ओवर. एग्जाम के पहले तो ये इन्फॉर्मेशन, आई डोंट नो. सम पीपल मे बी दे रिलीज द इन्फॉर्मेशन. नेस्ट हैज नॉट, as far as Nest has not released this information. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, I think you're checking out something. Hi, Satya. Priyanshu. Dimer lag raha hai. हाँ, you're right. Theoretically, if it is acetic acid, it could be a dimer. You're right. How about this one? How do we do this one? इसको कैसे किया जाए? Satya, बढ़िया हूँ. I'll be even better if you answer this question. You try this question, please. All right, Priyanshu, think outside the box. Is telling you very clearly there's a complex being formed. What you have told me is a dimer, but उस डाइमर में और इसमें फर्क है. कॉम्प्लेक्स Al3 प्लस का है. जो आप बोल रहे हो इज नॉट 3 प्लस, इट इज जस्ट अ डाइमर, राइट? Al2Cl6 लाइक B2H6 इज अ डाइमर. उसकी बात नहीं हो रही है. यहां बोल रहे हैं कि एसिडिफाइड एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, दिस हैज टू डू अ लिटिल बिट विद सॉल्ट एनालिसिस. अगर आपने सॉल्ट एनालिसिस इसका किया है, हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट द लेक टेस्ट की बात सुनी है आपने? ट्राई हाइड्रोक्साइड थैनोस ऑन फायर. सत्या, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. गुड जॉब सत्या. सो व्हाट इज AlCl3? Al3 प्लस. एल्यूमिनियम क्या है? उसकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन नियॉन 3s2 3p1. 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन हटा दो, सारे खाली हो गए. अब सारे खाली हो गए और you have to guess now. The guess here is it's either a trigonal complex, which is unlikely. Like, अगर आपने थोड़ी बहुत NCERT पढ़ी है, you'll know that it is a, aluminum and zinc, both of them have, they form complexes with the secondary valency of 6. So this has to be sp3d2 because it cannot be in an orbital complex. That's not even possible. And dsp2 doesn't make sense. It's not 4, it's 6. Okay. So, actually, option नहीं है. ठीक है. D2 sp3 अगर option होता है, then you maybe will get confused, but that option is not there. Don't worry about it. Then it's very direct. Then you have to go with D, right? If you just know कि it's going to interact with 6 hydrogen molecules, 6 water molecules. This is the complex. All right. This is from salt analysis. Let's go on. Yes, बिल्कुल सही. Good job. Good job. Blue color suspended colorless solution. अरे वाह प्रियांशु, बढ़िया बढ़िया चीजें. Next one. The reagent that can transform benzene. It's not blue color, Priyanshu. It's from what I know, it's like a gelatinous white precipitate. थोड़ा सा वो बनता रहता है. The reagent that can transform benzene 1,2-dicarbonaldehyde to sodium 2-hydroxyl methyl benzoate. ये ऐसा सवाल है जिसको देख के बच्चे डर सकते हैं. Or the other option is they'll be like, all right, this is awesome, I got this. Because look at the options. So options don't give anything away. Looks like this is a reducing agent. This is all I can decipher. Now, what is concentrated NOH going to do? We'll see. NABH4 ethanol, this also looks like reducing agent. C2H5ONA in ethanol, ठीक है, this is a strong base, like a very, very strong base because you got a C2H5O minus in ethanol. So this looks like, what do you call this thing? One of those SN1, SN2, E1, E2 kind of scenes. So anyway, looking at all these options, these three options, these two are similar. Concentrated aqueous NOH is the odd thing out. Let's see. ठीक है, वो बात देखेंगे. अभी ये है क्या? What is benzene? Okay, let's draw this. Benzene 1,2-dicarbonaldehyde. I think this is just talking about a regular old, the basic aldehydes, two of them. Okay, इससे हम लोग को बनाना है hydroxymethyl benzoate, 2, or let's go 1 2 1 2 hydroxymethyl, अच्छा ठीक है, hydroxymethyl benzoate, okay, 2 hydroxy, ठीक है, 2 hydroxymethyl, okay, this is 2 hydroxymethyl benzoate. Benzoate would be this, right? Sodium, one position पे मैं लगा रहा हूं, sodium benzoate hydroxymethyl. Is this correct? Is this okay? अरे कोचिंग मॉड्यूल को गोली मारो, तुमको एग्जाम देना उसके बारे में पढ़ो ना. Priyanshu, Solomons is a great reference book, but your first basic thing is NCERT. Solomons should be used as a reference book to understand NCERT. Master Organic Chemistry, Chem Label Text, बहुत अच्छी अच्छी चीजें हैं, right? फोकस क्या है? You should be able to solve NCERT. That's your litmus test. NCERT के जो एक्सरसाइज हैं, एग्जाम्पलर, लैब, ये सब सॉल्व होना चाहिए. ओके, सत्या जी इसका बताइए, हाउ डू यू डू दिस वन, हाउ डू यू डू दिस क्वेश्चन. ऑलराइट, दैट्स गुड टू नो, दैट्स गुड टू नो. ये वाला सवाल व्हाट डू यू थिंक? सत्या, आयशा, प्रियांशु, कैन यू ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन आउट? इसको कैसे किया जाए? सो इट लुक्स लाइक मेरे पास एल्डिहाइड्स है और एल्डिहाइड को एक तरफ बन रहा है, आई कैन कॉल इट एन एसिड. आई नो इट्स नॉट रियली एन एसिड, इट इज द कॉन्जुगेट बेस ऑफ द एसिड. अगर मैं इसमें पानी डालूंगा तो बन जाएगा एसिड, ठीक है? तो लेट्स से थियोरेटिकली बोल रहे हैं एसिड बन जाता है, और इधर बन रहा है अल्कोहल. सो दिस इज इंटरेस्टिंग. In one type this is getting reduced, here it is getting oxidized. ये आपने कहां पे देखा है, किस रिएक्शन में देखा है कि दोनों रिडक्शन और ऑक्सीडेशन साथ साथ में हो रहे हैं? एंड दिस हैज टू डू विद एल्डिहाइड्स, कीटोन्स एंड कार्बोक्सिलिक एसिड. उस चैप्टर में where have you seen oxidation and reduction happening together? Maybe you've also heard of disproportionation. Disproportionation reaction बोलते हैं. Yeah, okay, look carefully, look carefully. एक स्पीशीज हो रहा है ऑक्सीडाइज, दूसरा रिड्यूस, इज कॉल्ड अ कैनिज़ारो रिएक्शन. द अदर अल्टरनेटिव इज एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन, बट एल्डोल कंडेंसेशन के लिए अल्फा हाइड्रोजन चाहिए. यहाँ पे दिस अल्फा पोजीशन पे देयर इज नो हाइड्रोजन, राइट? नो हाइड्रोजन हियर. सो सिंस देयर इज नो अल्फा हाइड्रोजन, द ओनली थिंग दैट कैन हैपन इज कैनिज़ारो. बट कैनिज़ारो होने का तरीका थोड़ा सा इंटरेस्टिंग है, राइट? बिकॉज यू गॉट NaOH, एंड व्हाट दिस डज इज it attacks this carbon. The OH minus attacks this delta positive carbon and gets attached over here, right? So this is the part that's going to form the benzoate वाला section, ठीक है? अब दूसरा वाला क्या होगा? ठीक है, let's see. ये वाला तरफ looks like it's going towards benzoate. Okay. The next thing that happens, so this has almost formed a benzoate, almost. Okay. ये पानी निकल जाएगा. पानी निकलने के बाद बन गया benzoate. Okay, cool. Then because of this Na plus being chill and it's around, it goes and attacks this. And ये यहाँ पे hydride shift होता है, hydride transfer, hydride shift. This is the whole thing. This is the most important step, right? There's a hydride transfer happens. This is what makes it so interesting. H minus यहाँ से वहाँ चला जाता है. This is the reduction वाला step. There are two steps, right? This is the oxidation wala step, and this is the oxidation wala step, and this is the reduction wala step. Okay, and in the end, what you get is right behind me. Funnily enough, you'll see it in the notes that I give you. Right. So what you need to add is concentrated NaOH, the odd person out, the one that was standing right there. You have to just realize it was a Cannizzaro reaction because कोई alpha hydrogen है. Pretty awesome, right? प्रियांशु, mechanism बहुत मजेदार होते हैं, याद करना ही नहीं है. Aisha ji, easiest reference for NCERT. It depends on which topic you want to study. My suggestions, you can come onto the Discord channel. They keep many things, right? Zoomdal is a lovely book for physical chemistry. For inorganic chemistry, you don't need anything else. I feel you should just do NCERT. But if you really want to know more, which is a beautiful book, is J.D. Lee. It is more than enough. For organic chemistry, I suggest Solomon's because it has everything that you would need for JEE Main and NEET and most of advanced as well. Pretty much advanced as well. But again, NCERT. The focus has to be NCERT and uske around this. For physical chemistry, I'm like, go do Zoomdal, because physical chemistry in NCERT, they don't derive the expressions. Sometimes they just give you the final equation, which you have to mug, which becomes really hard to do. But if you know the process, you'll be able to figure it out. All right. The answer to this question is this. If you want to talk more, you can ping me on Telegram or Discord. You know where to find me. This is me. It's I run very safe communities for students on both Telegram and Discord. Links are there on the description as well here. You can check it out. All right. Let the ground state, this is heavy, man. This Let the ground state electronic energy of hydrogen atom be something. The first excited state energy of deuterium atom. Like what? What are we even talking about here? Right? And you've got hydrogen, which is 1. You write this right. Deuterium is 2, 1. Like, what? Yeah. What do you write on top? I write the mass on top. I read Z over here. And tritium is this, right? Yeah. So I'm talking, comparing the electronic energy of these two. How am I supposed to know that? Ground state of first excited. ठीक है, first excited state क्या होगा? First excited state हो जाएगा हाइड्रोजन का. You know the drill, right? It is Z square by N square times E naught. Energy En is equal to this, right? Z is 1. So En would be maybe 1 by 4 times E naught if we are still talking about H11. So it's either this or these two. It is not this. EH by 2 doesn't make any sense. अब क्या करें? What do we do here? Zumdal is a beautiful book, isn't it? Yes, Satya, bilkul sahi about that one. Moin Usman, yes, you are right. Ajay, you are right as well. Good job. Satya Solvents is an organic chemistry book. It's a really nice book. It tells you mechanism from scratch. Very nice book. Look, this question, I feel it should not be taught at the school level, but I guess it's there. So I'm not kidding. This is the idea of reduced mass. Relativity comes to picture. You know how it works, right? When you go really, really small and things move really, really fast, then their masses could change a little bit because of relativity. And yeah, that is what factors into this. I'm not making this up because I had to search quite a bit for this answer. I'm like, what? Why is this even here? Like, I guessed that it is because of relativity. I could not figure out the answer, but I was like, okay, maybe this is it. So the link is here if you want to read it. But this guy goes into a lot of detail saying what is happening here. Yeah, because of this reduced mass thing, because the mass of the deuterium atom is higher than that of the hydrogen atom, uski energy kam hogi. That is the broad idea of what is written over here. If you want to go through this, you can. I have given you the link. Ye jo notes hai, I'll give to you. The main idea here, I'll repeat it again, is because the reduced mass is higher of deuterium as compared to hydrogen, isliye its energy will be lower. Okay, there is a derivation that they've done here, a small thing here. Yeah, there's a shift in energy that happens, etc. Yeah, so in the whole expression, the actual expression has mu x in it, which is the reduced mass on top. Okay, which we don't learn in school because why would you, right? But since Nesh decided to ask this question, that's why I've shown this to you. And कुछ coaching में top batches ये सब पढ़ाया जाता है, ये सब random चीजें. But since it's there, I thought, okay, let's talk about it. So it's lower than EH by 4. Yeah, ज़्यादा हो गया, right? Hi Akhilesh, how are you doing? Let's go to the next question. Now that all of those questions were from session 1. Since some of you, Samyak and a few others asked for session 2 questions, here we go. Session 2 questions. These are all next 4, this one and next 4 questions are all session 2 questions. All right, cool. These are much more doable. Hi Muskan. Do you want to try this question out? A chromite ore P reacts with calcined soda. बहुत doable, बहुत ही आसान question. To form a yellow colored solution containing iron 3 oxide and compound Q. Okay. So कुछ yellow color solution बन रहा है. What is a yellow colored solution that has chromium? Can you guys guess? Can you tell me this? Maybe you know this already. Then उसके बाद हम लोग acidify करते हैं उसको. Acidify करने के बाद orange बन जाता है. Boss, this तो I know you know for sure. Orange color का chromium compound. Come on, you know this. Okay. Then it forms R. This is orange compound. R orange. Okay, great. इसको क्रिस्टलाइज कर सकते हैं. उसके बाद Q and R are interconvertible. यार ये तो सवाल हो ही गया. What chromium compounds are interconvertible? Okay, great. Depending on the pH, मतलब acidic medium में एक चीज, basic medium में दूसरी चीज. R on treatment with potassium chloride forms a product S. और सबके बारे में कुछ चीजें पूछी गई हैं. They are asking us about the oxidation states of P, Q, R and S. Not P, Q, R और S के बारे में oxidation state की बात हो रही है इस option में. And this is talking about some oxidation properties of S. This is right. You know this is right. The geometry, this is also directly from NCERT. Have you seen all of these things? या पहली बार देखा लाइफ में? Inorganic chemistry है, मुश्किल लगता है, but बहुत direct है. This is directly from D and F block compounds. I can even tell you the page number from NCERT if you guys like. We can look it up and I can share this with you. Most of this is directly from NCERT. So very doable. कुछ लोग मुझे बोले थे paper 2 was hard. session 2 was hard. So how next happens in 2 sessions, just like JEE, right? You don't have to give both. जो session आपको मिला आप उसको जाके दे सकते हो. Far fewer students write it, तो इसलिए just 2 sessions unlike 10 or whatever in JEE. ठीक है. By the way, I hear that NEET में भी यही होने वाला है. NEET में also they think of making it online. That's what I read in the news this morning. Yeah. मोइन उस्मान ऐसे ही सवाल है. But this is a good question. This is a nice question. ये तो कर सकते हो ना. मुश्किल है. मतलब they are hard questions. Definitely harder than JEE main. Definitely harder than NEET. The chromite ore P contains only chromium and oxide ions. ठीक है. करते हैं एक एक करके करते हैं. सबसे आसान चीज क्या लग रही है मोइन उस्मान यहाँ पे? What is the easiest thing? I think I'm almost certain कि बॉस ये ऑरेंज चीज Cr2O7 2 माइनस आयन है. अब Cr2O7 माइनस के साथ 2 माइनस से क्या होगा? आई थिंक इट विल बी Na प्लस. इट्स टॉकिंग अबाउट कैल्साइन सोडा. सोडा मतलब क्या होता है यार? सोडा इज Na, राइट? ठीक है. और यहाँ पे क्रोमाइट ओर विच इज येलो, दैट इज Cr4 2 माइनस. हाफ माय जॉब इज डन. सो आई हैव फाउंड आउट व्हाट इज Q एंड आई फाउंड आउट व्हाट इज P. Q और P क्या है? Q और P. क्रोमाइट ओर P contains only chromium oxide ions. I'll have to think about that one. देखना पड़ेगा. I think it has iron also, right? FeCr2O4. This is the actual thing. So this one may be wrong. Oxygen state of C in Q is +3. No, it is not +3. It is +6. It is +6 in all of them, right? Compound Q, ये भी, yeah, compound Q is definitely, yeah. Okay, the geometry around Cr tetrahedral, ये भी सही लग रहा है मुझे. देखते हैं. We'll do step by step. What do you think about this one? Yeah, these are the two things that I find them to be: Cr2O7 2 minus and Cr2O4 2 minus. These are the two ions. I'm almost certain about this. You can draw the structures, figure it out. They're both tetrahedral. I'm talking about Q and R over here. P is chromite ore, specifically is Fe2Cr2O4. ठीक है. After it reacts with this, it forms Na sodium compounds, right? That's why I've put them right here. ठीक है. ये दोनों हो गया. इसको K से साथ रिएक्ट करो, बन गया K2Cr2O7. This is definitely going to oxidize Fe2 plus. So this is right. Fe2 plus करता है. And this +6 in all, इसलिए this one is wrong. This is wrong because there is Fe2 plus. ठीक है. तो I've got one that is right for sure. ये वाला भी सही है, tetrahedral. I've just shown this to you. Q, R and S सबका tetrahedral है. And in fact, this is directly in NCERT. You want to see NCERT में ये सब चीजें हैं. It takes a little bit of effort to recall कि NCERT में कहाँ पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है. NCERT D and F block. Let me show you. I thought that this is something that you students may be familiar with, because this is not in some obscure corner of NCERT. This is like bang in the middle of it, right? It's like it's got huge structures. So let me look that up right now. And in fact, when somebody asks you to study anything from P block, from D and F block, they tell you this is something that's important. You must study this, right? So look at this, right here. सारे reactions दिए हैं, in fact. See, look at this. देखो, पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट, preparation of potassium dichromate सब लिखा हुआ है. Yellow solution of sodium chromate filtered out, acidified with sulfuric acid. Exact lines NCERT की दी हुई है. देखो, ऑरेंज सोडियम डाइक्रोमेट बनता है. ओके, उसके बाद वो क्रिस्टलाइज हो सकता है. उसके बाद इट इज मोर सॉल्युबल एंड हेंस prepared by treating this and you could do this. सब चीज दी हुई है. एंड दोनों का स्ट्रक्चर दिया हुआ है. दोनों टेट्राहेड्रल, सब दिया हुआ है NCERT में. So you basically just need to read NCERT. That's where I'm coming from, right? Please do that and you'll be good for NEET, JEE Main, even JEE Advanced. First read NCERT. Baki, it's good that you are all making so much effort watching these lectures online, watching a lot of lectures, doing a lot of modules. Pehli cheez, first and foremost, do NCERT. That's the moral of the story. Next question. Very doable. बहुत doable है. The product of the reaction of styrene with diborane followed by reaction with alkaline hydrogen peroxide. This is also directly from NCERT. NCERT में in fact in a way इसका mechanism भी दिया हुआ है. What does this do? I feel that it forms an alcohol, right? So the mechanism of this reaction tells you कि the less substituted alkene will be formed पहले. Okay, I'm sorry, the less substituted alcohol will be formed. ठीक है, पहले the less substituted position will go and attack boron. ठीक है, this is something I did very recently. NEET के पेपर में भी actually इसी के साथ सवाल आया था, right? Yeah. In the NEET paper, the NEET paper was slightly more difficult, the Sunday one for sure. Last moment, you also need biology questions. Arushi, I can do a lot for you, but doing biology questions is very hard for me to do. I mean, I don't think I'll take that plunge anytime soon, Arushi. But sure, ping Ankita ji. I'm sure she'll help you out with that. She just did a session at 7 p.m., right? That's her time. Usually she's on this channel around 7. I come a little bit later on in the day. Or at 5. Yeah. When I'm solving questions, usually in the evening, I'm doing theory session, I come at 5. So you can talk to Ankita about that for sure. All right. Cool. -1. That's also interesting. Yeah. Nest में जो है best 3 are counted. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, -1 knows about Nest. That's great. The product of the reaction of styrene with diborane. Okay, क्या करना है? So now, don't worry about this big group. Let's write it as R. Okay, so this is essentially an alkene reacting with B2H6. This forms this sort of a structure. Okay, there is syn addition. मतलब कि same side पे addition हो रहा है. Syn anti जरूरत नहीं है जानने की, but ठीक है होता है because of this structure being formed. Okay, which means कि boron gets attached to the less substituted carbon. What do I mean? यहाँ पे कार्बन के हैं 2 हाइड्रोजन, यहाँ पे है 1 हाइड्रोजन. ठीक है, तो बोरॉन यहां अटैक करेगा. Since boron यहां अटैक करेगा, what happens is that it forms this compound basically. Okay, 3 of that, and then OH gets attached यहां पे boron था. ठीक है, which means this is a bit of a mechanism thing. You can look it up how it works. What I'm trying to tell you is कि कम substitute. इसको ZF product बोलते हैं. नहीं, ZF is opposite, anti-ZF, anti-Markovnikov, anti-Markovnikov. Yeah, anti-Markovnikov manner इसको बोलते हैं. So this is the answer. C should be the answer. 80, 90. Nicer. All right. So Rajeshwari, Mimi asking the right questions. You have to get a slightly higher. I feel that too. It depends on the competition and number of people writing. So I don't think that you would be able to get to that number directly. It depends on इस साल कितने लोग लिखे, right? Because मोइन उस्मान जी नीट में भी हम लोग सोच रहे थे कि दिस शुड बी कट ऑफ, जे में सोच रहे थे, बट बहुत लोगों ने लिखा और बहुत लोगों के अच्छे स्कोर भी आए, तो स्कोर थोड़ा आगे पीछे होता रहता है. ठीक है, लेट्स नॉट give that number out there. I feel that we should be wary about that. From past data, it looks like that, but इस साल क्या हो किसी को मालूम नहीं है. ठीक है, all right. Maybe are you writing an exam 1-2 दिन में या फिर अगले साल लिखने की सोच रहे हो? अगर if you're thinking of writing it next year, good time for you to be revising these questions and getting a feel of what the questions are like. All right. To figure out the exact amount of acetic acid, simple सा question है. In a sample, 1.5 gram of the sample is titrated against 0.5 normal solution of KOH. इसके लिए you need 30 ml of KOH. Okay. कितना purity है इस substance की? How do I find out purity of sample? यार, this is mole concept basics 101. I will say the milli equivalence of acid is going to be milli equivalence of base, and then I will say कि ठीक है, इससे mass कितना होगा of the acid that is actually present, that reacted. I'll divide that with the original mass into 100. बस खत्म. So whatever this I get in grams, actually this is going to be milligram, right? This is going to be milli equivalent, sorry, which is equal to millimole. Why am I writing milli equivalent millimole? Because I have taken the volume in ml and I have taken this equivalents, right? Per mole, equivalents per liter. Sorry, this is normality. क्या मतलब? Number of equivalents per liter, right? This is what this is. I feel I should turn the fan on. I can't completely forgot to turn the fan on. It's really warm. Okay, I'll do that in a minute. इस सवाल को करो आप लोग. I'll go turn the fan on and come. Please solve this question. Try करो यार, आसान सवाल है. Don't make me solve everything. This you should do. This is definitely an easy JEE main question or even NEET question. Please do it. I'll turn the fan on and be right back. करो. अरे आंसर बताइए दोस्तों, क्या चल रहा है? Is this difficult? Is this question, does it seem hard to you guys? I mean, honestly, if you feel something is difficult, I'm here to help you out with that. Don't worry about that. But it's good to be active, at least if you're watching this live. So I've told you millimole, milliequivalent, same because you've got a monoacidic base, monobasic acid, and all of that. What's the mass of acetic acid CaCOH? It's 60, मुझे याद है, but ठीक है, आपको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं, you can figure it out on the spot, right? याद क्योंकि बहुत सवाल किए, that's all. CaCOH का mass होगा 24, 2 carbons plus 4 hydrogen plus 2 oxygen, 60 gram per mole. Okay, so I'll get the mass of this acid. Weak acid I've written it HA. ठीक है, 15 milliequivalents or millimole times 60 gram per mole. This इसकी यूनिट क्या होगी? Because I've taken millimole, I will get the unit to be milligram. मेरी मर्जी यार, मैं ऐसा करना चाहता हूँ. If you feel like doing 10 power minus 3, do it. I find this to be easier. This is what I'm most convenient with. ठीक है. So I get 900 milligram, which is 0.9 gram. ठीक है. So 0.9 gram is what the actual amount of acetic acid that's present. But कितना होना चाहिए था? मैंने sample तो 1.5 ग्राम लिया. So let me divide 0.9 by 1.5. I get 60%. That's it. That's it. Yeah. क्या हुआ? मुश्किल लग रहा है क्या? I think it's very doable. Next one, compound X. Oh, this one is interesting. This is an interesting question. Organics as well, very interesting. You can get stuck in this, or you can do this very quickly. Session 2 का सवाल है ये from 2021. Interesting question. Okay, you've got compound X. Nothing to do with the X-Men. Yeah, there was something called V. Oh my God! I've just realized that the TV show Boys has compound V, which is similar to compound X, I think, or something. Yeah, I'm messing up my comic book references. Anyway, compound X, C4H11N, that was a gene X or something, right, from mutants, reacts with nitrous acid to form Y. Okay, you've got an oxygen being added on there. That's interesting. On reaction with an excess of methyl iodide and then with moist silver oxide followed by heating gives trimethylamine, propene, and water. What is X? If I were to take an educated guess, I would say this is an amine, right? Why am I saying it's an amine? Because there are two things happening over here. And this is a aliphatic amine. Aliphatic matlab, obviously it's not aromatic. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. What is the formula of this compound? It is C4H12. Matlab CN H2N plus 2. Okay. Now, एक hydrogen हटा दो. It becomes CnH2n plus 1. Then I do that. And I add a nitrogen instead. Huh. That makes it interesting. So 2n plus 1, that is what looks like is happening. That's weird. That's weird. We have to think of how this happens. But okay, nitrogen gets added for sure. But shouldn't the number of hydrogens increase? No, not really. Okay, so think about it like this. यहाँ पे अगर मैंने नाइट्रोजन लगा दिया, उसके आएंगे 2 और हाइड्रोजन. ठीक है? So if I do this, what is the formula of this compound? Just think about it. 3 हाइड्रोजन, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, let me just count it right. And 11. Oh, this is it. See, this works. This is C4H11N. I'm not saying this is the compound, but I'm saying it is some amine for sure. मेरे हिसाब से, how they will reduce that? Because I know that this is a straight chain butane. Okay, straight chain हो या फिर isobutyl कुछ भी हो, but it doesn't have any saturation. Okay, it is completely saturated. It's not. It doesn't have any double bond or triple bond. Let's just keep it there. ठीक है? Okay, great. But what amine is it? Is it primary, secondary, tertiary? What is the meaning of primary, secondary, tertiary amine? Let's talk about it like this. Might I ask this question? Because NCERT में ये दिया है कि when I have primary amine, yeah? Let me talk about this. कहाँ गया ये? Primary aliphatic amines react with nitrous acid to form aliphatic diazonium salts and उसके बाद वो nitrogen release करते हैं. This is for primary amine. And later they have nicely said secondary and tertiary react differently. और कुछ नहीं है, अलग है भाई. Okay, अलग है. अब क्या करें? So this is not an NCERT. ठीक है? But at least ठीक है. But that's not what's happening. So it's not primary. Why not primary? Because it's saying कि एक ऑक्सीजन आ गया ना. यहाँ पे where is oxygen? There is no oxygen over here. N2 हो रहा है. So diazose like thing था, हो रहा है, looks like, but something else is happening. The actual idea here, in a secondary amine, you get N-nitrosamine because you get this NO plus group that gets attached. I'll show you how. This is the overall reaction. And for a tertiary amine, you get an ammonium salt. This is the theory. This is how you differentiate between primary, secondary, and tertiary amine using nitrous acid. Differentiate कर सकते हो. This is a secondary amine. Secondary amine मतलब 2 R groups attached to it. ठीक है? Not just a single R. मतलब एक हाइड्रोजन है उसमें सिर्फ. connected to the nitrogen. When I do this, I get this compound, and this is what is being formed. This means a secondary amine. Just with this, I can get to the answer. I don't need anything else. Just with this, I can get to the answer. वो दूसरी बात है, ठीक है. Next step है, ये है silver oxide है, this is going to act like a base, will get reduced, वो सब ठीक है, करेक्ट लेंगे. But this is the crazy thing, right? Look at this. In तीनों के nomenclature, so if you know the nomenclature of amines, you'll know only this is the secondary amine. N-methyl, this is, we're talking about the amine group. N-methyl, 1 propanamine, 1, 2, 3. ठीक है. This has this formula, works out great. 2-methyl, 1-propanamine is basically a secondary carbon. It is not a second, it's still a primary carbon, but it's not a regular propyl group, it's isopropyl, right? Cool. Secondary carbon was right. All right, isopropyl group. ठीक है. 2-butanamine is interesting. Straight chain butane, उसमें बीच में दूसरे में amine लग गया. N-dimethylamine, this is a tertiary amine. And you know this is not the answer. So look at this, the only secondary amine is A, hence that's the answer. Khatam, right? Pretty awesome. With that, we're able to reduce this. If you want to know the second part, we'll talk about that as well. But see, this is where you've got to realize कि मुश्किल से मुश्किल सवाल में कभी-कभी you find a nice path where you don't have to spend too much effort on it. This is one of those questions, the trick which gives you the answer right away, right? Because of the options. If you want to get in detail as to what happens, ठीक है. Now I've decided that secondary amine होगी, ठीक है. I know that the answer is A. Using that option, I'll show you that how this also works, how you get triethylamine. You react with CH3I, yeah, it breaks up into this sort of a thing because it's got a couple of electrons. They're going to go towards the carbon, right? And you've got this right here as well. I minus 6 around with nitrogen right there. So after that, Pani or Ag2O mein, what happens? This gets reduced, so this gets oxidized. You get the OH from water and Ag2O attached over here. And then this bhai sahab loses the plus charge and gives you this awesome tertiary amine, which is given over here. Trimethylamine, okay, this trimethylamine, uske saath yahan pe diya hai propene or water. This is called Hoffman elimination, also not an NCRT, but this is where the concept of Hoffman product comes into the picture, right? Similar to when you have an anti-Markovnikov thing, right? That's what Hoffman elimination is about. Zaitsev and Hoffman elimination. Any doubts? I feel like chat has gone a little bit silent क्योंकि सवाल जब होते हैं थोड़े भारी तो chat थोड़ी शांत हो जाती है, which is जाहिर है. Any doubts? Any doubts? Are you guys good? जो भी students हैं on the chat live right now, are you all right? How we got this answer and we deduced this? Yeah, is all right? Is going all right? Yeah. I'm done with the first few questions right now. I'm going to go to the next set of questions. I'm going to open up another PPT. Every time I say PPT, I don't know why I go precipitate. I'm going to open up another presentation because you know the drill. Agar 100 se zyada slide mein aata hai, then it decides to hang on me, not in a good way. So I'm just going to quickly something's cooking and not in a good way. I'm just going to open up the second set of slides. Give me a moment, and we are here. कहाँ गया भाई साहब? आइए. Part 2. Where'd you go? All right. Sweet. Next set of questions. Anybody here deciding to repeat the NEET or the JEE exam? Just a quick show of hands if anyone's watching live, or even not watching live, you're leaving. Just leave me a comment because I haven't planned any sort of set of sessions for people who are repeating the exam as yet. People who are repeating exam and especially giving JEE, you have about a few months if you're going to be giving the exam in Jan. If you're thinking about NEET, you have almost a year. But I just want to know the demographic of this audience, right? The people are watching this channel. What is it that you guys want? Right now, we're doing session for 11th and 12th standard students. But if you want us to do something for students or repeating exam, let me know. You know where to reach out to me. I teach them. Aditya, how are you doing? On Telegram and Discord. All right. Here is back to session 1 now. Oops. Back to session 1. I'm on question number 10. So those are the first 9 questions with a few removed because out of syllabus और मैं 3-4 extra questions में add कर दिए थे. This is the second half of session 1 from NEST 2021. The correct order of calculated spin-only magnetic moment for the selected first row transition metal ions is what? What do you think? आदित्य इसको ट्राई करोगे? बहुत doable है यार, बहुत चिल वाला सवाल है. सबकी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पहले लिख देते हैं, सबका नंबर आएगा एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट, राइट? यू हैव गॉट 4 डिफरेंट थिंग्स हियर, 4 या 5, 5 है क्या? हाँ 5 है, 1 2 3 4, कोबाल्ट भी है, अरे बाप रे, कोबाल्ट तो मैंने लिखा ही नहीं, ठीक है कोबाल्ट भी लिख लेंगे, 6 है फिर, 6 डिड आई मिस समथिंग, 7 ब्रो डोंट टेल मी, 1 2 3 4 5 6, ओके 6, 6 चीजें हैं, कोबाल्ट लिखा नहीं, वील ऐड इट ऑन ओवर हियर, पोस्ट में ऐड कर लेंगे, कोबाल्ट इज व्हाट, इट इज 3d6 now 7 4s2, राइट? बाकी सब यहाँ पे लिखे हुए हैं ठीक है, and all of these are 2 plus ions. We've got to figure out the order of calculated spin only magnetic moments. I already know, I don't even have to look at this. I know that Mn2 plus is going to be the highest thing, hence B is the answer, should be the answer. So we should just explore B, to be honest, but if you want to check out the others, you can. In the exam, I would only focus on option B and figure out that's correct, but since we are solving this puri cheez, so let's just do it this way. Aditya, what do you think the answer to this is going to be? So that's the ground state. Remove 2 electrons of all of these guys, and this is what you get. I'm going to also put cobalt 2 plus over here, which is going to be nice and neat, 3d7. What is 3d7? Let's look at that. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Matlab this has 3 electrons. Okay, great. What about the rest of these guys? Okay, I'm going to populate the electron wala cheese. For cobalt 2 plus is going to be 3 electrons as well. Okay, so cobalt is 3, chromium 2 plus is 4, manganese is 5. That's the right answer. My head's covering it, but that's the right answer right there. Yeah. Low voice? No way, Farhan. I don't think that's the case. Maybe you should just check out your audio system. Yeah. If you're using some ad blockers these days, YouTube is being very, very brutal on things. Don't do that. Maybe, I don't know, that's messing it up. Yeah, it seems like it's good. I can also check it on my phone right now, but no one else has complained of that so far. So maybe just check your this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with this. The answer to this is absolutely, definitely B. There's no doubt whatsoever. You can look at it from that quick thing that we did right there. Agla sawal. This is interesting. I've got same quantities of dimethyl benzenes. कितने टाइप के डाइमिथाइल बेंजीन देखते हैं, एंड उन सब के साथ आई एम रिएक्टिंग विद 2 equivalents of methyl chloride with anhydrous aluminum chloride. What is formed? Yeah, options look a little weird. देखते हैं कैसे किया जाए इसको. Let's write down what do they mean by dimethyl benzenes. प्लूरल का मतलब क्या है? देखो 3 टाइप के हो सकते हैं, ऑर्थो, मेटा, पैरा, right? I've got all of them, almost equal quantities of this, so 1:1:1. The ratio of moles is 1:1:1, same quantities. ठीक है. Then I'm saying 2 equivalents. This 2 is not right. Let me just write here 2 equivalents of CH3Cl with AlCl3. मतलब कि पहले रिएक्ट करेगा एक इक्विवेलेंट, उसके बाद रिएक्ट करेगा दूसरा इक्विवेलेंट. रिएक्ट क्यों करेगा? You know the drill, right? What is this called? Friedel-Crafts alkylation, है ना? We'll do that. We'll do Friedel-Crafts alkylation. But किस पोजीशन पे होगा? This is ortho para directing. Ortho मतलब यहाँ पे इसका, ortho मतलब यहाँ इसका, para मतलब, let me use different colors. Para मतलब यहाँ यहाँ, ठीक है? Let's use all completely अलग अलग color ताकि जो कोई confusion ना हो लाइफ में. Let's mark these both as orthos and these as para. You'll see a pattern developing right now. ठीक है, पैरा इसका यहाँ पे, पैरा सबका पैरा, पैरा तो इसका कोई होगा ही नहीं, ऑर्थो इसका इधर होगा, इसका इधर होगा, ऑर्थो इसका इधर इधर इधर. Which what is interesting is that in this case it is likely to be these. Okay, now मैंने सब ड्रॉ कर दिए हैं. What is the most likely thing? Either this or this, right? Because of steric hindrance, ortho is ruled out over here. Okay, this is my guess. Okay, ठीक है. What about this? Definitely इधर का ये ortho नहीं है, ये तो मेटा है भाई. What have I done here? I've done some weird stuff over here. देखो ortho ortho ortho, हाँ ortho 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 ortho, सबका ortho ही है. ठीक है. In this case, in this case, either this and not this. Again, because steric hindrance. What about this? Here it can be anything. It doesn't make any difference. कोई भी हो सकता है. ठीक है. So keeping this in mind, this is the first पहला बार जो प्रोडक्ट बना ये बना, ठीक है, दिस इज द फर्स्ट प्रोडक्ट, दिस इज वन इक्विवेलेंट ऑफ CH3Cl. व्हाट अबाउट द सेकंड वन? इफ आई डू द सेम एग्जैक्ट एक्सरसाइज, कौन सा कलर हम लोग कर रहे थे? हरा से कर रहे थे ऑर्थो, ठीक है, ऑर्थो 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 ऑर्थो, व्हाट? दिस इज नॉट वेरी यूजफुल, लेट्स नॉट डू दैट. लेट्स फॉरगेट ऑर्थो एंड पैरा हियर एंड लेट्स जस्ट से कि भाई सबसे कम स्टेरिक इंडेक्स वाला क्या होगा? ये वाला which is ortho to this and para to this. Okay, para to this, ortho to this. Okay, this is most likely. What about this? It is para to this and ortho to this. Now look at this, these are all the same compound. Okay, this is the funniest thing. I like this question, it's a beautiful question. They're all the same compound. है ना? फरहान बिल्कुल सही बोला. देखो, when you say meta, I know what you mean फरहान, मैं आपकी भावना समझ गया, बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने. They're the same compound, all three of them. Let's put numbers to it. Yeah, 1, 2, 4 and 5. That is the answer. सब जगह 1, 2, 4 and 5. 1, 2, 4 and 5. ठीक है? That's the answer. 1, 2, 4, 5 tetramethyl benzene. So cool, right? Yep. This was my favorite question from this whole thing, because initially you were like, bro, what? The first impression, and then you're like, this is awesome. This is cool. When the realization hits, all right, you know, jaldi bhi ho bhi jata hai. I like this question. This is a weird question. I mean, you can kind of guess this one. Farhan sahi bol rahe yaar, kahe retract kiya aapne? What you're saying was absolutely right. Why are you retracting your messages? All great students. This is this one's interesting. You got 1 mole of 2-bromobutane, D, डेक्स्ट्रोरोटेटरी, उसको हाइड्रोलाइज करते हैं हम लोग अल्कलाइन मीडियम में टू फॉर्म ब्यूटेन टू ऑल. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? ब्रोमोब्यूटेन D, ब्रोमोब्यूटेन gives you butane to all. Okay, in an alkaline medium. मतलब strong base, alkaline बोले मतलब strong base, right? And nucleophile भी वही है. Nucleophile also is OH minus. Good nucleophile and strong base. ठीक है. The rate of formation of L-butane to all. Oh, अच्छा, ये तो stereo center हो गया. So you got 2 forms, L and D. Now I can't draw that structure because I don't know what is L, what is D. RNS I can do, but RNS is still the same. L and D में how do I for structure? I don't know which one's L, which one's D. Right? Structure से नहीं पता चलता है ये चीज. वो तो डालने से पता चलता है inside the machine. Okay. They are saying that the rate of formation of L is twice of that of D, and this is interesting thing. Specific rotation of D is plus 13.5. पूरे रिएक्शन के बाद स्पेसिफिक रोटेशन क्या होगा? Wow, how do you do this question? What's up, Sorna? How do you do this question? Oof, आदित्य बताओगे? All right, let's write down everything I have so far. Okay. देखो, अगर D L हाँ, अगर D plus 13.5 कर रहा है तो L minus 13.5 करेगा. Is that okay? Let me write that down. Is this okay? If I take pure D and L, you'll notice कि मैंने D और L का स्ट्रक्चर exactly same बनाया because I don't know कि D और L का स्ट्रक्चर कैसे होगा, which is ऊपर आगे पीछे क्या होगा, I don't know. So I'm just writing them to be D and L. This is not an error, right? D and L मैं लिख रहा हूँ, और अगर D is plus 13.5, then L must be minus 13.5. This is all right? What's up, Seth? This is the most important thing. Okay, great. Pure ले तो. Actual क्या हो रहा है कि final mixture will have twice of L as compared to D. मतलब 2 गुना L as compared to D. तो मतलब कि firstly अगर 1:1 होता then it will be 0, right? Nothing. The product now is in 2:1 ratio. मतलब कि थोड़ी नेगेटिव होगा, थोड़ा नेगेटिव will be the final rotation, specific rotation. If I look at the options, thoda negative, if I go with the thoda negative idea, thoda negative is this or this. I can cancel out these two. ठीक है, अभी भी solve करना पड़ेगा. We can't scam this one. करना पड़ेगा solve. अगर 2:1 मैंने लिया, then we will use this. ठीक है, 2 moles into 1. It's direct from here. I take the ratio, right? This is a weighted average. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? This is the same as, ये आपने पढ़ा ही है. इसको weighted average बोलते हैं statistics में, right? If I have twice of this and just one of that, I do 2 times of इसका rotation, negative 13.5, because that is the L वाले का negative 13.5 है और D वाले का 13.5 है. Divided by 3 because I took total of 3 moles ना, 2:1 मतलब 2 mole of this, 1 of this, total 3. ठीक है. When you do this calculation, you basically get 13.5, negative 13.5 by 3. कितना हुआ? 4.5 हो गया ना? 4.5, negative 4.5, which is the answer. Lovely question. Little bit interesting. You don't need anything other than NCERT to solve this question. It may seem like a difficult question, but कहाँ बड़ी चीज की? You just need to know this one idea, and you're all bio students. You must know this कि D और L form में फर्क क्या होता है? The rotation is going to be exactly in the opposite direction, right? So if this is plus something plane polarized light को plus कर रहा है, exactly उतना ही negative करेगा L वाला. ठीक है? Cool. Any doubts on this question? Please let me know. Seth, क्या चल रहा है? You able to solve this? So now you able to figure this out? Great, Seth. Awesome. Good to know. Farhan, this is okay या फिर मुश्किल लग रहा है ये वाला? Next question. Farhan, sure, diagrammatically मतलब divided by 3. There's no diagrammatic way of showing that it's divided by 3. Diagrammatically, what you get is plane polarized light में this is 13.5 plus 13.5. Yeah, assume करो this negative 13.5. अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा है कि plus was clockwise, minus was counter clockwise. I think ऐसा है, इसलिए मैं ऐसा ड्रॉ कर रहा हूँ, right? ये दोनों इतने हो गए. This is going to be pure D and this is pure L form, right? अब मैं बोल रहा हूँ 2:1 हो गया, है ना? 2:1 हो गया तो मैं दोनों को superimpose कर रहा हूँ. Think about this. But the weightage of this superimposition इसका जो है 2 गुना as compared to 1. That's why I talk about the weighted average. Maybe the अंग्रेजी of weighted average seems like a lot. कि अरे यार, what is weighted average? Weighted average just means कि यार इसका है negative 13.5. फिर एक और आ गया 13.5, but ये सिर्फ एक ही है plus 13.5. You get it? So think about it like this. I have 2 moles of this and 1 mole of this. Okay. If I have this, 1 mole of each will get cancelled out. With me on this, Farhan? 1 mole each cancel out. बचा क्या? बचा सिर्फ, what is left is just 1 mole of this. 1 mole of this is left to calculate the specific rotation, but total कितना है? Now I have 3 moles of stuff. ठीक है? Which is why I do negative 13.5 divided by 3 because मेरे पास total 3 है. That's it. That is 4.5. Negative 42. That's it. खत्म. Okay, that was the best I could do in this short duration. I hope this made sense to you. All right, cool. Next question. ये भी NCERT is right. That's that is also NCERT. Molecular orbitals are formed by the overlap of atomic orbitals. ये theory है. Okay, symmetry energies. ठीक है. बहुत okay. Main चीज क्या दी है? For diatomic molecules being formed by convention, the internuclear axis is taken to be z direction. इसका बस ये मतलब है कि जो बॉन्ड जो फॉर्मेशन हो रहा है ना, say if this is an sp bond, sigma bond, ये एक्सिस z एक्सिस है, बस यही बोल रहा है. ठीक है? which means कि pi bond बनेगा parallel to z axis. अगर ये z है तो this could be y. यही दो चीजें. I have given you hints as to how to do this. Good to know, Seth. Good to know, Seth. Great. ये कहाँ है? बुल्दाना कहाँ पे? किस शहर में आता है? Sorry if I'm not aware of this. Molecular orbitals formed from 2px are not symmetrical around the internuclear axis. अच्छा, देखना पड़ेगा. Molecular orbitals formed from 2px orbitals. 2px, ठीक है, देखना पड़ेगा. 2s and 2pz orbitals can overlap to form a bonding. ये तो बहुत interesting लग रहा है. 2s and 2pz. I think this is doable. Why not? 2pz क्यों नहीं बन सकता है? बन सकता है. Let's see. 2s and 2pz जरूर बन सकता है. Overlap of 2px orbitals will always form a stronger bond than 2p to z orbitals. ये अजीब लग रहा है बिकॉज देखो अगर इंटर न्यूक्लियर एक्सिस ये है राइट, सो दिस इज टॉकिंग अबाउट पाई बॉन्ड एंड दिस इज सिग्मा बॉन्ड, तो ये मुझे गलत लग रहा है बिकॉज सिग्मा बॉन्ड इज ऑब्वियसली स्ट्रॉन्गर देन अ पाई बॉन्ड. लास्ट पॉइंट है लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टू pz ऑर्बिटल्स कैन प्रोड्यूस अ सिग्मा ऑर्बिटल. ये तो मुझे सही लग रहा है, लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टू. ठीक है, लेट्स सी एनसीईआरटी में क्या दिया है. दिस इज द ऑर्बिटल डायग्राम. ठीक है, जब मैं दो 2pz ऑर्बिटल्स को लेता हूं तब मुझे ऐसा एंटी बॉन्डिंग और बॉन्डिंग सिग्मा ऑर्बिटल मिलता है. बट ये 2px बोल रहा है, 2px की बात कर रहा है. 2px का डायग्राम अलग है. आई हैव गॉट योर डिफरेंट डायग्राम. लेट मी गेट यू द 2px वाला. महाराष्ट्र में, अच्छा ठीक है, बढ़िया. गुड टू नो, गुड टू नो. लवली लवली लवली. होल्ड ऑन, आई हैव गॉट 2px वाली चीज बाय मिस्टेक. केमिकल बॉन्डिंग एनसीईआरटी. लेट मी शो यू द एग्जैक्ट डायग्राम फॉर 2px. शायद एनसीईआरटी में है. आई थिंक इज देयर, आई थिंक इज देयर. Bonding. Give me a moment. Let me find it. होना चाहिए. I think it is there. हाँ, स्क्रीनशॉट लेते वक्त मैंने उल्टी चीज का स्क्रीनशॉट ले लिया और I think it didn't get saved somehow. Yes, yes, yes. Blame the computer. हो सकता है ह्यूमन एरर हो, मोर लाइकली, है ना. कंप्यूटर क्यों गलती करेगा? गलती सब ह्यूमन ही करते हैं. रुको, I'll show you this, the right one. 25. एक सेकेंड रुकिए. अरे भाई साहब आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ. Computers G. Let's delete this one. I don't need this. Maybe we'll need it, so let's not delete it. Let's just make a duplicate of this slide and फिर से इसको यहाँ डालते हैं, इसको यहाँ करते हैं. I'll put that here. Okay, let's go to the next slide. This slide is not relevant to 2px. This slide is relevant to 2px. Molecular orbitals formed from 2px are not symmetrical around the internuclear axis. ठीक है, इसको देखो. This, let me use a different color over here. This is the pi bonding की बात हो रही है. 2px मतलब pi bonding. Why? Because internuclear axis is Z. ठीक है, this is the internuclear axis. मतलब 2px, this is Z. It's not symmetrical. You got plus minus. In phase out of phase, symmetrical नहीं है. Again, it's not symmetrical. ठीक है, cool. This is off. This is very good. This is true. Okay, 2s and 2pz orbitals can overlap to form a bonding orbital. Why not? Why not? Absolutely. I've shown that to you, right? This axis पे I've got this. Say this is 2p. Sorry, this is 2s. S तो symmetrical हो गया. This is 2pz. You formed a sigma bond. This is true. B बिल्कुल सही है. तीसरा वाला क्या था? Overlap of 2px orbitals will always form stronger bonds. This is not true because this will form pi bonds. ये है pi bond, ये है sigma bond. So sigma bond is going to be stronger than a pi bond. It's important to know that we say that double bond is, stronger than single bond. Correct. Double bond में क्या है? It is 1 pi and 1 sigma bond, right? Obviously 1 pi and 1 sigma is going to be stronger than 1 sigma. हम लोग इस सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि is 1 pi stronger than 1 sigma? That is what being tested and that's wrong. ध्यान से पढ़ो क्या लिखा क्या है. That's important. Okay. Yes, Seth. बिल्कुल सही. बढ़िया. Last वाला 2pz का orbitals can produce D. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. 2pz, okay, 2pz orbitals can produce a molecular orbital. Yeah, sigma orbital. This is exactly this. Cool. Done. Fourth वाला बिल्कुल सही है. Awesome. Let's do this. C is off. हाँ, by the way, एक छोटी सी बात. नेक्स्ट में कोई मल्टीपल चॉइस, मल्टीपल आंसर नहीं होने वाले. ओके, नेक्स्ट 2024 it only has single correct answer questions and all of them have negative marks. ठीक है, +3 -1 ये एडवांस स्टाइल में है. ठीक है, and I think it has 30 questions. Check it out. Information dosa में it's not like this. इसकी तरह नहीं है जो हम लोग अभी कर रहे हैं. But since we are doing PYQs, we're doing it for fun. हम लोग मजे में कर रहे हैं. Interesting question. 1 liter of water is kept in a closed 2 liter vessel at temperature T with no air in the space above the liquid. System 1. मतलब कि हवा नहीं है ऊपर. Okay. Just water, no air. That is system 1. व्हाट अबाउट सिस्टम 2? आइडेंटिकल सिस्टम बट इसमें एयर है, सो इट इज क्लोज्ड बट देयर इज एयर ओवर हियर, ठीक है। एंड यू अज्यूम कि वाटर वेपर एयर दे ऑल बिहेव विद आइडियल गैसेस। गैसेस स्टेट तो सिलेबस में नहीं है, वी आर नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट गैसेस स्टेट ना, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सॉल्यूशंस। द चैप्टर टेक्निकली इज सॉल्यूशन, तो हम लोग सॉल्यूशंस की बात कर रहे हैं। दिस वर्क्स, दिस इज इन योर सिलेबस, डोंट वरी, ठीक है। ओके, कूल। नाउ कीपिंग दिस इन माइंड, व्हिच ऑफ दीज मेक सेंस, एक एक करके फिर से देखेंगे। इक्विलिब्रियम एस्टैब्लिश हो रहा है, ओके कूल। सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज टोटल प्रेशर ऑफ गैस, वाटर वेपर एंड एयर इन सिस्टम 2 इंक्रीजेस नॉन लीनियरली विद टेम्परेचर। इसका क्या मतलब है? ये आपने कहीं देखा है क्या? हैव यू सीन दिस एनीवेयर? कहीं देखा है? हैव यू सीन दिस एनीवेयर एट ऑल? हाउ अबाउट इफ वी यू नो, क्या करें इसको, करें कैसे करें, हाउ डू वी डू दिस? ऑलराइट, सो इफ आई राइट delta G equal to minus RT ln K, does that help? Let's write this to be a liquid gas equilibrium, है ना? What is Kp equal to then? Kp is equal to just pressure, partial pressure. It's just going to be the partial pressure of the gas, which means it's going to be the vapor pressure of the gas, right? ये लिखने के बाद I can say that delta G is delta H minus T delta S. भारी भारी चीजें हो रही हैं. Nah, don't worry about it. All right. Then I will write minus RT ln Kp और ln P log P आ गया. ठीक है, बढ़िया है, आ गया. Let's assume that entropy is zero. It's not. Let's assume just for fun. Okay, it's not, obviously not zero. But let's assume कि temperature से ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा entropy का, it stays constant. Let's assume that. Then in that case, you get delta H of vaporization, okay, divided by RT is equal to ln P. ठीक है? So if I differentiate now d ln P by dt, I get delta HV by RT square, negative sign के साथ. इसको बोलते हैं Clausius-Clapeyron equation. I've quickly derived for you. Absolutely did not need to do it, but मजे मजे में मैंने कर लिया. This statement is true. This is called the Clausius-Clapeyron equation. I can write that down for you. You can look it up later on. ठीक है? But this is what this is saying. Because, and this is true of a system जहां पे सिर्फ liquid और gas है, हम लोग ये चीज लिख सकते हैं. Yes, बिल्कुल सही, astrophile. Lovely. Good job, astrophile. सही है, सही है, सही है. So the total pressure of gas increases non-linear temperature. Temperature बढ़ाओ, घट जाता है. नेगेटिव साइन नहीं है, बिकॉज नेगेटिव साइन यहां पे था तो हट गया. दिस जस्ट अ पॉजिटिव साइन. ऑलराइट, कूल. नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट क्या है? पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ वाटर सिस्टम इज सेम एज प्रेशर ऑफ सिस्टम 2. दिस इज पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ वाटर वेपर. हाँ, partial pressure of water vapor only depends on temperature. No, why will that change? Total pressure may change, but partial pressure क्यों बदलेगा? Partial pressure only depends on temperature of water vapor. It does not depend on anything else, right? Temperature बढ़ेगा, water vapor बढ़ेगा. अगर कम होगा तो water vapor कम होगा. So this is true. Pressure of water vapor in system increases non-linearity. Yeah, ये भी सही है. This is the same CC equation. This is also सही है. सब सही है क्या? The pressure of water vapor. No, this is wrong. It does not increase linear. This is a big answer. That's it. Weird question, right? The only thing you have to be careful about is not get scared. I know it is easier to leave this question, and if you feel like if you get कुछ सवाल छोड़ दो, कोई problem नहीं है. But I thought this was a fun question, so I thought I'll solve it with you. So this way, yes, sir, 4 is not. If C is true, 4 cannot be true, right? Obviously. All right. Next question. मजेदार इनऑर्गेनिक का सवाल. कुछ कुछ लिखा है. ऑर्गेनिक इनऑर्गेनिक मिक्स्ड है. एक्चुअली ऑर्गेनिक सवाल है. फॉर्मली ऑर्गेनिक, ऑर्गेनोमेटालिक स्पीशीज. नॉट रियली. इट्स अ मिक्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक एंड इनऑर्गेनिक. लेट्स जस्ट कॉल इट दैट. ठीक है. हम लोग आईपीए बना रहे हैं. दिस इज व्हाट इज इन योर सैनिटाइजर. 70% आईपीए. या दैट्स व्हाट हैंड सैनिटाइजर. अगर आप लोग को वो एरा याद है, सैनिटाइजर. CrO3 एंड कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड H2SO4 से बनाते हैं इसको, ठीक है। सो यू स्टार्ट विद IPA एंड उससे आप एसीटोन बना रहे हो, ठीक है, H2CrO4 के साथ। फर्स्ट स्टेप इज द मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग स्टेप, आफ्टर दैट वी कैन फिगर थिंग्स आउट। It's saying that this is a disproportionation reaction, and right looking at this, I'm going to make a blind guess, a very, very blind guess, that this must be +3 and +6 state, which means this must be +4. And interestingly, this proportionation reaction chromium, this is the only one that I know that's possible. I don't know of any other reaction. So, which is the more common reaction. There are many other reactions. Common reaction here, and interestingly, यहाँ पे ये है, I would mark this as right, and yeah, this also works. Just by looking at this idea की disproportionation reaction है, I can make a good guess. All right, Devil जी, hi, what's up? What's up, Aryan? Seth class कब तक है? देखेंगे जब तक है जान. No, I'm half, maybe 10-15 more minutes tops. 15 minute maybe. Seth, hi Aakash, want to solve this square? Help me solve this, please. So this one could be true. We'll figure it out. But with an educated guess, I can say that B and D are correct. Let's look at this. This water acting as an acid, this looks suspicious. Water acting as acid is unlikely, especially because you've got an acidic stuff over here. Matlab, this also must be acidic, and hence this must be basic for this to get formed. I'll tell you why. I'll show you how, but I feel this is wrong. ये देखना पड़ेगा. Option A देखना पड़ेगा. We can't guess this. I can actually, but we shouldn't. We shouldn't guess it. Guess मत करो इसको. ठीक है? All right, let's look at what's happening now. I've got isopropyl alcohol, acid-base reaction. Yeah, every organic reaction is an acid-base reaction. Okay, this is why मैंने इसके electrons यहाँ पे निकाल दिए, because this is going to behave like a base. To what? To this. ये electrons जाएंगे कहाँ पे? Chromium पे. It's a metal, bro. Metal likes electrons a lot. But not really, does it? Doesn't like electrons. Huh? I don't like electrons. What is wrong with you? Okay. But in this case, this is what happens. ये भाई साहब इसको अटैक करेंगे. It's more electropositive is what I meant, यार. Doesn't want electrons. It is electropositive. ठीक है. So electron will attack the electropositive species. Cool. Because there is acid in the solution, right? I am writing as HX. I know it's not HX. It is H2CrO4. But इसमें ये concentrated H2SO4 भी दिया हुआ है. ठीक है. तो मैं I'm just writing this a random mineral acid. ठीक है. The reason I did not write SO4 is because मैं बैठ के balance करना पड़ेगा SO4 to minus and all that. So I'm just writing as X. देख लेना. It's not that important here, the X part, because the number of moles and all are not given. It's just given कि डाल रहा हूँ उसको. ठीक है. After you do this, this bond breaks. Is similar to what you've seen in regular organic reactions. जब carbon पे attack होता है, double bond is oxygen. It breaks and becomes a single bond. You get an O minus over there. And once that happens, you know that this is going to form an OH, another OH, which is very interesting. You can't have 3 OH on this. Chromium with 3 OH, it's crazy. Like that's not going to happen. I'll show you why very soon. So this is the intermediate, which looks like this could be X. It looks like this could be X. And now that I've done this, अगर मैंने ये किया है, तो क्या बनेगा? यहाँ से 3OH is not the good place to be. Okay. So it's very likely that water leaves. And if water leaves, then Y must be H2O. Okay. So I have a feeling that this is clear that this is not stable because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bonds, which means there's 12 electrons, which doesn't make any sense, right? So this is going to break away. How is it going to break away? This whole thing breaks to the side, okay? And this goes away. So then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're good. Yeah. Chromium having 6, what should I call it? A coordination number having a charge of +6 is great. But chromium having whatever this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, hold, this also works. ये भी काम करेगा. I was a bit off there. Sorry about that. Let me repeat some of that. Oxidation number chromium क्या हुआ यहाँ पे? इसका contribution हुआ +1, +1, +2 from this, +1, +1. This works. Sorry, my bad. This is correct. This itself is +6. Okay. This does break apart. We'll see that in the next step, where this is acting like a base. This is step 2. ठीक है, I'm drawing step 2 right over here, जहाँ पे ये water acts like a base. This is complicated and no way. I don't feel that this should be ever in your syllabus. Everyone's writing this down. That's great. You don't have to. Yeah. Oh, congrats, Pragyan. Lovely, lovely, Pragyan. Congrats. This is difficult, man. And I'll tell you my source. It's not like I knew all of this. I had to look it up quite a bit. I got this from Master Organic Chemistry. I'll give you the actual snip that I use as well. Okay. I can show you that. In fact, goes to hide, huh? Here you go. This is the snip from Master Organic Chemistry. This is my source. This is where I'm drawing this from. You can look it up. I looked up basically the reaction of H2CrO4 with an alcohol. This is my source. This is where I'm getting you this reaction mechanism from. Yeah, you should know. But हम लोग free में पढ़ा रहे हैं. You should get all the best free resources, right? That's from Master Organic Chemistry. I'm gonna write that one more time. Organic chemistry. If you want to look at any reaction mechanism that is relevant to you at school level or even university level, it's there on this side. All right, cool. What's the next step? पानी के साथ react करेगा. Water acts as a base here. Very, very clearly, water is acting like a base, not an acid. Hence, the second step is wrong. It abstracts this proton, and again, this goes back here. This is a step that's forming your almost forming your acetone. Okay, it still has this. It's almost forming your acetone. Yeah, this leaves away. This, by the way, is your species Q right here. Okay, this is Q. This gives you this. Now, this is what is given in Master Organic Chemistry. But here, in this case, they're going and doing more wild things, man. They're saying, and you don't need any of this to get the answer from an. Yahan tak you've got enough information to get the answer, which is A, B, and D are correct. D is wrong. You're done. A, B, and D are correct. C is wrong. You don't need anything more. I assume it's CrO2, but they're going and doing weird things with this. Okay, so we will go and explore it, but you don't need to solve the question. But anyway, did I explore it? I thought I did. कहाँ गया वो चीज? हटा दिया क्या मैंने? Looks like मैंने हटा दिया. ठीक है, good. I removed it. You don't need it. Yeah, you don't need that stuff, so I'm going to remove it. This is basically HCrO3 plus. Yeah, if you want to go further, I removed it, but you get Cr2O3 and C. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you get. Not relevant. Yeah, you can look it up online if you want. Thanks for the input, Seth. Thanks for this input. Yeah. All right, Pragyan. You're most welcome. I believe that if I have a question, I should answer it because students are going to ask me the same question. So sometimes I go in too much detail. Yeah, I feel that again, but it's okay. I don't think you guys mind. आप लोग कभी ये नहीं बोलेंगे ज़्यादा पढ़ा दिया. But I tell you, I give you a heads up कि ये ज़्यादा है. I don't randomly just keep teaching कि ये भी पढ़ लो ज़रूरी है ज़रूरी नहीं है ज़रूरी नहीं है. ऐसे ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ because मज़ा आ रहा है. जो ज़रूरी है वो I'll tell you what is important. Bro, Pragyan, welcome to Bangalore. आ जाओ भाई मिलेंगे फिर. What rank did you get, Pragyan? Are you thinking of coming to ISC? I'm not sure about the score, but if you tell me a rank, then maybe I'll have a better idea. If you want to share, you can. There are a lot of people who got really good scores in ISER. You can come and check it out. My servers on Discord and Telegram. I Teach Chem is where I'm at. You can ping me and I'll introduce you to them. Maybe meet some seniors at ISC as well. If you decide to come there, I know a couple of people. All right. Next, last के 3-4 सवाल. In the addition reaction of propane with bromine water, this is very easy, very doable. Propene first reacts with Br2 to form the brominium ion. They're telling you what is happening. They're not expecting you to do anything. They're telling you there's some ion being formed. And then bromide ion. The intermediate then reacts with Br minus H2O to form different products as shown below. ठीक है? ये भी बताना देखो. Intermediate is formed by conversion of one pi bond of propene into 2 sigma bonds, connecting Br plus with 2 carbon atoms. और क्या चाहिए लाइफ में? They're telling you exactly what is happening. One of the factors governing real product formed with the intermediate is the concentration of nucleophile. What is the nucleophile over here? Ta-da! What is the correct statement? ठीक है, सब कुछ दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे. प्रोडक्ट क्या है ये सब बोल रहे हैं. ओके, कूल. व्हाट इज दिस ब्रोमीनियम आयन? ब्रोमीनियम आयन होता क्या है? जो उन लोगों ने बताया है, ठीक है, देख लेंगे, डिटेल्स में देख लेंगे. हाइब्रिडेशन, ऑल ऑफ दैट कम्स फ्रॉम द प्रोसेस, राइट? दिस इज टॉट इन सम टॉप बैचेस और व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू कॉल इट, but it told you exactly what happens. देखो, bromine splits heterolytically, मतलब एक में प्लस एक में माइनस, but the main thing that's attacking is Br plus. Okay, so what happens is ये electrons are going to Br plus and it forms this. This is your brominium ion intermediate. It's this triangular weird looking thing. Now what do you think the hybridization of this is going to be? आपको क्या लगता है? यहां पे इसके दो बॉन्ड पेयर्स हो गए, ठीक है, और एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कम हो गया। ब्रोमीन में कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं? इट हैज 7 वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स। एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कम कर दो, हो गया 6 वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन। दो बॉन्ड पेयर हो गए तो 4 बचे, मतलब 2 लोन पेयर हो गए। तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक इट्स हाइब्रिडाइजेशन इज गोइंग टू बी? sp3 seems good to me. What do you think? आपको क्या लगता है? मुझे तो looks good, right? We have deduced right now just from bonding ideas, nothing complicated. 7 होने चाहिए, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन चला गया बिकॉज Br प्लस है, 6 वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन, 2 लोन पेयर, 2 बॉन्ड पेयर, मतलब this is sp3. We are sorted. So you have to be able to draw this on the spot, which is hard. This is definitely a JEE advanced question. If you don't know what is brominium ion, if you know, then it's very easy, very doable. But yeah, cool. Okay. The next step is, okay, this is what gets formed. What is this? You get 1,2-dibromopropane, but this is not the whole deal. Okay. इसके बाद हम लोग और भी कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग चीजें करते हैं. Yeah. The last step is पानी की अटैक की वजह से. Oh, sorry. Hold on. If you, yeah, one of the factors governing yield of the product from the intermediate is the concentration of nucleophile. Now, this is going to form if you have low concentration, right? If you have a high concentration of, अगर पानी है basically in the mix, right? पानी आएगा तो it's going to spoil everything. It's not going to let this form. Not gonna happen. Okay? Yeah. जो secondary carbon है, which is this right here, right? This is the secondary carbon. इस पे ही attack होता है normally, right? This is the major product. And what you get here is एक तरफ Br addition हो जाता है, दूसरी तरफ OH minus comes there, right? The hydroxyl ion comes into the picture. So you get, these are the products that you get. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. Yes, Karthik, it did for 1300 students, and we did that. We solved that as well. 31. Can we take a moment to just clap for Pragyan right here? Your rank is 31. Yeah, that's a very high rank, bro. Welcome. If you're coming to Bangalore, please give me, like a message or something on Discord, Telegram. I'll come say hi. It's been a really long time since I went to ISC. It's been over a year. The last time I went was last March. I really need to go and say hello to some of the amazing professors there that taught me. So please tell me if you're on ISC. I'll definitely come and say hello to you as well. शेफ सेफ बिल्कुल सही sp3. मैं बैंगलोर से, मतलब मैं हूं तो प्रयागराज से, बट I've been in Bangalore, Dhabad, Prayagraj, but I've been in Bangalore most of my life, so I'm in Bangalore right now. All right, cool. So okay, I've got minor product this, I've got major product this, and I've got that weird product also possible if I don't have water. If no water, right, then I also have a third product, which is a dibromo product. Okay, major कौन सा था? ये. Minor ये. And they're all steric centers, right? They're all, what do you call it? They're all optically active. Whew, bhari question, bro. Okay, so 1-bromopropane to all is major product. ये वाला सही है. Hybridization sp3 ये वाला सही है. This is wrong. 1,2-bromo-dibromopropane is the major product. Is not right. This is not major product because I have water. It's given here कि पानी है. But थोड़ा बहुत ये भी बन जाएगा. Little bit will be formed. So total number of optical isomers of the product is 6. Yes. Why? Because I have 3 stereo centers. No, actually I don't. I don't have 3 stereo centers. I have 3 compounds. They are 2 different things. Okay. I have 3 compounds with 1 stereo center each. This is important. If I had 3 stereo centers, then you would say 2 power 3, which is 8. Students will mug this. They will say 2 power 3, 8. That is wrong. That's not right. You've got 3 compounds. Each of them will have 2, right? RS configuration, all that DL. Crazy question, bro. This is the most difficult question in this paper. I feel, according to me, I said asan hai. It's not. I was messing with you. It's difficult, bro. Especially the last part. Last part is a little bit hard. So you need to spend a lot of time on this question to be able to get it right. Or if you're really good, like Pragyan Sharma ji over here, maybe you would have got this question right. Pragyan, crazy, bro, crazy. Come if you are coming to Bangalore, bataiga. All right, let's go to the next question. Last 2-3 questions. Hey, actually, hold on. ये तो आखिरी सवाल पे आ गए हम लोग. मैं तो मुझे लग रहा था 20 सवाल है, I keep forgetting. It's 17 questions, just like JEE Advanced. Okay. आखिरी सवाल. We are plotting rate and ln R by R naught. ये तो फर्स्ट ऑर्डर रिएक्शन है भाई. C is correct. फर्स्ट ऑर्डर है ना? Is any doubt it's first order? If I'm plotting ln A naught by A versus T, छोटा t time, straight line. If I'm plotting, what are we plotting? We are plotting ln R by R naught. What is R now? Reaction rate. Same ही है. What is reaction rate? Rate is K A power 1. ठीक है, छोटा k. R by R0 will become A by A0. ये है, सेम ही चीज है. ठीक है, they are both first order reactions, कोई डाउट नहीं इसमें. No doubts there, right? फर्स्ट ऑर्डर रिएक्शन है for sure. Okay. फर्स्ट वन हो सकता है, सेकंड वन है. I am taking educated guess कि it is there. This is also correct. Rate of the order will decrease. Whatever else happens, rate will always decrease. Yeah, this is correct. Wait, no. इसके बारे में सोचना पड़ेगा. Hold on. What do you think? Why did I say this is right and then I cut it out? We'll look at that. Let's look at option A in a bit. After 69.3 seconds, the concentration of reactant will be reduced to 1 by 32 times initial. What? How do we do this? What is this? What is इसका मतलब क्या है? What does this mean? Okay, what is the slope of this graph? Look at this graph carefully. K is going to be equal to 0.5, which is y, minus 0.5 divided by time, which is 10, right? Negative of this, which is going to be equal to 2. No, which is equal to 0.05. Okay, K की value मिल गई. What is T half? T half is going to be equal to ln 2 by K. What is that? That is ln 2 by 0.05, which is 0.693 by 0.05. How much is that? How much is that? That's 20, right? So that becomes कितना हो गया ये? My math is amazing. Can you help me with that? कितना हो गया? What is 20 into this? 10 will be 6.93 seconds. So let's say 6.93 into 2. That is my half life. ठीक है? So 69.3 will be 5 half lives. Right? That's the logic I'm going with. 5 half lives. What is 5 half lives? 1 by 2, 1 by 4. This is a bad way to do it. But 1 by 16, 1 by 32. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, correct. ठीक है, 5 half life में 1 by 32 का सही है, correct. Yes, chef. Seth and Sheikh, right? So I kept saying chef by mistake. Yes, Seth. Seth says 3. Seth, आप किस चीज के बारे में 3 बोल रहे हो? मुझे sorry, I missed that. In my amazing math calculation, I missed that. Did you follow what I did over here? पे क्यों K is this, etc., etc. Is that okay or is this weird for you? Please let me know. Yeah, slope will be K, right? ln A naught by A is equal to KT, right? So ln A by A naught is equal to minus KT, right? यही चीज मैंने यूज की यहाँ पे to get the slope. ठीक है? And then I've used a little bit of effort to do that. Okay. Okay, cool. ये दोनों हो गया सही. What is left now? Initial concentration of reactant is 500 mole per liter. नहीं? देखते हैं. ये वाला गलत है यार. The rate always decreases, not correct. Rate can also be constant. Rate can be equal to just K, right? Zero order reaction. A power 0. Hence, this is wrong. Be careful. I very confidently initially said, ये तो obviously rate तो हमेशा कम नहीं यार. Not always. Rate can be constant. Rate can be just a straight line. Okay, that's wrong. Initial concentration. How do you get initial concentration reactant? ए नॉट कैसे निकाल सकते हैं ना, ए नॉट यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है 0, ए नॉट कैसे निकाले? ओके, व्हाट इज रेट इज के छोटा के टाइम्स a naught, right? R0, R0, okay, is given to be 25 mole per liter second. ठीक है, K की वैल्यू क्या थी? K की वैल्यू was forgot already. बूढ़ी उम्र. Oh, K was 0.05. Okay, so now rate सभी में चल गया, यहाँ पे rate is going to be equal to 0.05 into A naught, which is equal to 25. A naught is going to be equal to 25 divided by 0.05. मतलब you're multiplying with, कर लो यार, इससे 500 जाता है. ठीक है, we good? This was the last question from me for today. दीपांशु, हमको हाय बोलो, नहीं तो फिर यार तुम लोग अजीब लोग हो इंटरनेट पे. पढ़ाई करने आया करो यार, एटलीस्ट इस चैनल पे टाइम पास भी करो. We'll do time pass outside of live sessions, no? थोड़ा तो डेकोरम मेंटेन किया करो यार लाइफ में. ट्रीट दिस एज अ क्लास, दिस इज अ क्लास. सैफ इज आपका नाम, बिल्कुल सही, बिल्कुल सही. ठीक है, दिस इज 500 मोल पर लीटर. टफ क्वेश्चन ब्रो, नॉट टफ बट टाइम टेकिंग, टाइम टेकिंग. You need to know kinetics inside out to be able to answer this. I have said this time and over again. Every question, be it JEE or NEET, हर सवाल में kinetics का सवाल आता है. They've been doing that from graphs. JEE हो, NEET हो, NEST हो, whatever, everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. This is the right answer. All right, we're done with our session for today. थोड़ा लंबा सेशन हो गया, but we had fun as always. Yeah, amazing question, right? Absolutely. Astic, I'm always on Discord, man, and you can interact with amazing people there. There are some really, really great people on Discord, and by great I mean they're all helpful. Yeah, I'm not talking about great in terms of, you know, oh उन्होंने ये तीर मार दिया है. That may be the case, but there are very helpful, very nice people on Discord. That's the goal of having that server. You can go join it right away if you haven't already, and of course download the Aakash BYJU'S app if you want to see more of my content, and if you want awesome practice and crazy animations, all of the things we discussed. All right, if there's anything you want for repeaters or for anything else, leave them in the comment and I'll bring sessions for you. तब तक मिलते रहेंगे हम लोग, सैटरडे को मिलेंगे. Yeah, I'll continue teaching electrochem for 12th grade. 11th में I'm going to do periodic. Slow and steady wins the race. We're going to do some awesome practice sessions next week. All right, good night. Thank you so much for tuning in to this awesome next session. If अगर आप next का exam दे रहे हैं, all the best. And see you Discord, Telegram, wherever you want to reach out. I teach chem. Bye. Good night. Have an awesome one. See you. Tata.